that beginning of death.
Welcome to Parapausal Campfire Stories.
I just wanted to come on really quickly and say thank you to all our new subscribers. We love you, and we hope that you continue to enjoy Parapausal's hot flashes and paranormal chills. Now, on with the show.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Parapausal Campfire Stories. Today we are going to talk about something that has been recirculating in the news. It came out a long time ago, back in the 60s, and now it's just recirculating, making its rounds again, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, a lot of people have ideas on why we had not been back to the moon for 56 years? We went to the moon, and then we haven't been back there. So everybody's, we have those questions. Well, why? And some people say it's because of money. They didn't have the funds for it. We couldn't get, and I was like, all right, whatever. Now, when I came across this video about Apollo 17 and the Asian gentleman was talking about how astronauts supposedly, allegedly got beamed into their head, that on the ones on Apollo 17, it was beamed into their head that they should not come back. The aliens already had it wasn't a base, it's a laboratory, is what was told. So they had a laboratory, it was a research place, they were researching humans, they were trying to save humans in the human race, and they didn't want to be bothered ever again. So don't come back, humans. And I thought, you know what? That is kind of a cool theory. Of course, there's no way that any of us could ever prove any of this, but there's been a lot of indication that Apollo 17 also saw objects outside. And the reason I'm laughing is because Lori decided to tell us that she was watching one last night about Apollo 17, where outside their window they saw a large cigar-shaped UFO, and it was black.
With green around.
And it may or may not have been pulsating.
It could have. The lights were kind of,
We had we're still having a good laugh about that. Oh my God, but we're loving it. And I was fine when she said cigar shaped. As soon as she said it was black, that was it. I was done.
That tickled. Done. Yeah, that hit your tickle bone. And that went 10 times further than it really needed.
Because deep down inside, we're all 13 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been having fun before we even came on video. It's just what we do. Anyway, so I would like to hear, Johnny and Janet watched the video, last night, this morning, today? This morning, okay, and then, but I already watched it, so and Lori didn't get a chance to watch the video on that particular subject, but she does know about the stuff that was seen outside of the Apollo 17. So what I want to do is, Lori, if you can go ahead and start and tell us about what they saw, as clean as possible.
I let that out of the bag.
I will make it G-rated.
At least PG-13.
Yeah, I know it. You got to stay young at heart.
Right? Yeah, no, I was watching TV last night. It's called the channel on Roku's Alien Nation. I watch it every once
Oh,
in a
okay.
while. It's a really cool channel. They
Well,
have all kinds of alien stuff on there, stuff about UFOs.
Mhm.
It's a good channel. So, the one last night they were talking about Apollo 17, and there was a couple of other Apollos that were going to the moon. And the one that I got in on is when they the astronauts looked out the window and seen the UFO that was like following them as they were orbiting the moon.
oh,
And it was like this. They were like, at an angle following.
wow.
And so they were like, okay, this is weird. Well, then they finally landed and it just like, it took off. And so they did their thing, one small step for man, whatever that saying is.
Mm-hmm.
Put the flag up. And then they were supposed to bring like moon rocks and stuff home for,
Mm-hmm.
testing, scientific stuff. Well, not only did they bring back a bunch of moon rocks and this and that, they also brought back 3 or 4 things that they don't know how or why they were on the moon, but one of them looked like a necklace pendant, and it was made out of
Oh.
material that we had no idea what it was or where it came from.
Oh,
Really?
right. I
Yeah.
vaguely remember that one.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
when they went to after they did what they needed to do and they got in their little space pod and were coming back down, that UFO showed up again and was like making sure they got out of outer space and back into our zone. And as soon as they broke that barrier, to get into our atmosphere, it took off again. And they
Mhm.
landed. And when they got back to NASA, to be debriefed and this and that, the astronauts told them what they had seen, what they had found, the weird lights, this and that. And they were told none of that happened. You don't
Right.
tell anybody about
Right.
any of this. It's top secret.
Yep.
Well, one of the guys, it wasn't an astronaut, but it was one of the guys that worked there. He was some kind of like biomed scientist or something. He actually, several years later, became a whistleblower and blew it all out.
With an engineer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He-
that's
all right.
the
blew it all out.
engineer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the engineer in the video, honey. Stay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So-
it was.
So do you think that is that when when they saw that, is that when, because they had let out a audio recording, which I'll put on
Right.
later, is that during the time that the audio recording of the astronaut
I
saying,
believe so.
hey, I see a
Right.
bunch of
Mhm.
okay, all right, it's the same
Yeah.
time. All right, so we'll coincide that with it. Now, I don't know what Johnny or Jana, I don't know what you guys have heard on the shapes and stuff of it. So they're saying like a cigar shape. I heard it was like an L shape one.
Like an open
So-
book or open briefcase,
Changing for each. It changed for each astronaut.
each viewing,
Each viewer saw something different.
as they were looking at it
Mm.
through the sextant.
So that marries in with the telepathic communication.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whatever they're, and this is my opinion.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I'm right on this.
Okay.
It's whatever, and because of being a hypnotherapist,
Mm.
you get to understand the way that the mind works.
Right.
And there are certain things that you will visually see that it could be totally different than what you're actually seeing,
Mhm.
but it's what your
Brain
filters
perceives.
allow you to see.
Oh.
So that would make sense as to why they saw different things.
Mhm.
So one was an open book, the other was an L-shaped, a cylindrical where you could see the inside.
And it just hit me just now is, he had also said that, like interlinked circles,
Right.
but that
like chain.
Infinity. No, think
Oh,
about
yeah.
infinity.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
And
I
them
did.
not being of us, our minds, how we think of things.
They would
That
just
makes
describe
sense.
as interlinked circles. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it just that revelation just clicked just now.
Right, and there was
Wow.
also a square.
Mhm.
Remember? They
And
said
how when it would
So-
turn and you could see directly through it like a tube.
so. If you think about this,
Mm.
oh, here we go into. Okay, sorry, we're going into deeper conversation here. But if you think about, those are basic shapes.
Right.
Geometric.
Those are the building
Universal.
blocks of communication.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I never thought of that, but you're exactly correct.
That's a
Basic
yeah.
geometric shapes that everybody in the world knows.
Wow. Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, that ties into Hollywood and all these other
Mhm.
things going on too.
Well, see, and that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so the day the Earth stood still, was that the Keanu? That was the Keanu Reeves one, right? The day the Earth stood still.
oh dear goddess, that's an old movie.
It is an old movie, but
And then they
remember
remade
how
it.
was that they were taking up samples of each person, like an ark. They were making like a Noah's Ark type thing, and they were
See what you're
grabbing like animals and
and
bacteria.
their DNA.
Yeah, and getting the DNAs of
Right.
a lot of these things, and they were taking them up and out so that they could save them. And that's
Right.
kind of, along those lines of what we had talked about in one of our other podcasts, that some of this stuff could be movies, books, things like that, could be related to real life or what's
Right.
actually going on.
Right.
So when they had kind of beamed that into their heads of don't come back to the moon because, or don't land back on the moon because Artemis made it around, but don't land back on the moon because we're trying to save humanity and we're trying to, do research and things. That's kind of what it made me think of as they're coming down here, they're grabbing DNA so that if something was to happen and Earth was destroyed, we can start over again, maybe, or
Ooh.
something
To
along those lines.
terraform a different planet.
Ah,
Could
Yeah.
be, yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, think about all of the movies that we
right. 'Cause that's the
that come
premise
out.
in Prometheus.
Right.
Mhm.
And then just back to the basic shapes. I mean, that's
Right.
the Arrival. They were showing that where they were trying to decode the language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. That is so cool, though. Yeah.
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 I wouldn't even
And
thought
then
about
talking,
that.
and then talking
That's the
about
way my brain works.
the interlinking circles.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see? And this is an oldie movie. Contact with Jodie Foster.
Of course.
yes.
I was going to say something about Contact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That just as soon as you guys started talking about I was like, oh, Contact.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then now, that
Okay,
was a
so,
big
but
deal.
what I don't remember it because I've seen it so long ago.
Jodie Foster.
What was that
Jodie
with the
Foster.
shapes in the movie Contact?
Or
She-
is it Jodie Foster?
Yes. It was
Yeah,
Jodie
okay.
Foster.
Yeah, it was Jodie Foster and I can't think of the guy's name.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
Yeah, I was getting ready to do that to help me think of the name. But she was like a space person, like astronaut or scientist or something.
Decipher the
Anyway.
signal.
Yeah,
She was a communication specialist.
Yeah,
they
that's
Okay.
deciphered the
Or
signal
something like that.
coming from
Yeah,
SETI,
and she was,
and it ended
you know-
up being plans to build this device that they had no idea what it
Yes.
was.
So she built it,
Yeah, they built the device.
and she went. She got in the device,
And it
they
had a
turned it
catastrophic
on.
failure, but they built a second device.
Yeah.
A shadow company that was
Okay.
overseeing it built a second device, and yeah, it was really good.
And she got in it, and they started it up, and she was like up in outer space or heaven, whatever you want to call it. She was
Right.
talking to her dad and this and that.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then after the conversation, she came back
Right.
and she was just amazed that, she actually got to go where the
Right.
signal was wanting her to go. And they're like,
Right.
you've only been on the ride 5 minutes. And she's like, no,
Right.
I was gone for hours and hours and hours. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so the timeline, what
Mhm.
they saw was like instantaneous travel. So she was in this pod, it dropped right through, is what it looked like from our perspective.
Yep.
But she had this device and recording equipment to record everything. She was narrating, dictating everything that was taking place. Well, the recording equipment, when they played it back, it was blank, but
Mhm.
the
That's right.
time of that blank recording correlated with how long she said that the journey was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very fascinating.
It was a great movie.
It was.
Yeah. I'll have to watch it again. I think I've only
Right.
seen it like once in my entire life. So, do you think that maybe they tried using like the different shapes and everything to see maybe if that would uh you know, we would understand that and be like, "Oh, okay, we know what they're saying, don't come back." Or and then beamed it when it didn't work into the head? Or do you think that these shapes and of the ships and stuff were what they needed to be able to beam it into our heads? What?
Ooh, that's a good thought. Was maybe that was what would unlock the reception.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And yeah, but if you look at the timeline,
Okay.
so they showed that they saw the debris everywhere.
Right.
Remember, and then they started seeing the shapes.
Well, that was as they were still approaching.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had your visuals,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like nothing happened, and everybody saw something different.
Mm-hmm.
So it was coming through their filters, and then it was only one person that they spoke telepathically with, and that was at the end.
As they were leaving.
Yep. So if you think about what you just said, is giving the basics and going, oh, they're not getting it.
Mm-hmm. So now we have to.
Okay,
Actually,
so I'm saying, yeah, that sounds plausible.
Okay. All right.
I can see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I love this stuff. It's just because
Yeah.
there's so many unknowns.
Mhm.
But,
Mhm.
as being able to, like Janet, you can hear this stuff. You can see this stuff and hear this stuff a little bit better than we can when it comes to, just the different energies. And like when you were out on your boat and you
Right.
guys were kind of sailing and you were able to kind of hear things and see things that, maybe other people wouldn't have been able to see if they were out there on that same boat with
That's
you.
true.
Yeah.
that's true.
So,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
you're a little bit more in tune with all of that.
right. You
when
notice
it
I was rubbing my nose
Yeah.
because some of the information that was coming through was actually being channeled.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's an interesting one now for me.
That
That's a
is.
new one.
That would be fun. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was like, okay, so what do you feel it is? Especially Janet, because I want to know everybody's idea on it. But if you feel like something's coming through and saying, yeah, it is kind of that way, or no, it's not, or whatever, definitely speak up and let us know, because that's,
I have this whole time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Okay.
Seriously, I have. I've interrupted
Yeah.
just to say, yeah, that's plausible, or coming up with those connections that, like you guys said. Well, I would have never thought of that. Well, that's
Mhm.
because I see things differently. It's
Right.
that filter again.
Mhm.
So I don't have a filter. I got no filter. So
Oh.
okay.
So let's kind of nip this in the bud when it comes to first of all, do you believe that it actually happened? Do you believe that this astronaut got it beamed into his head, that this information?
I
Oh,
honestly
absolutely.
do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that that's what they were talking about when it came to they are researching us because they're trying to save humanity?
Yep, I do believe that, and it goes back to that, however you say it, compact between the aliens and the president.
Telepathic.
The
Telepathic.
No, the Accords.
Oh.
The
Oh.
agreement
The
that we all have.
agreements.
Oh, okay.
yes, yep. I honestly believe yes, they are trying to save us, and that's why they're down. To me, in my opinion, that's why a lot more of this is coming out because I'm not gonna lie, our world's going to crap environmentally and this and that, and they're getting upset, so they're trying to, you know, come and help us save what we have. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the big conversation that, you know, that I feel there's a whole lot more that I believe is going on than what, of course, than what we're being allowed to see.
oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We get told what we need to know or what we want.
Right.
You know,
I think that there's more
I-
to this with them, and I'm getting the tells that, okay, I'm about to speak something,
Okay.
and it's like, okay, but when you guys are talking about, you know, are they here to save us, blah blah blah, they're saying what I'm picking up is there's a lot more, and it got dummied down.
It's more.
That's
nuanced.
and it keeps being told to me it got dummied down. It
I
got
believe
down to the very basics of what his intellect could pick up.
Oh, okay. I
This
see
is
what
an
you're saying.
advanced
yeah.
So
race.
incomplete message.
It's okay, like in the video. You know, how would you feel if what do you think? Say you're a scientist. This was part of the video, Lori.
Okay.
Say you're a scientist and you've got a lab, and all of a sudden the monkeys that are your lab rats come in and start tearing everything up. What are you gonna do?
Try to
One, mankind would just kill them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
That
I
would
believe
be
that.
the scenario.
Mhm.
It would be they became too intelligent for.
We'd tranquilize them,
Yeah.
put them back in cages. If that didn't work, then we'd euthanize.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of like Planet
you
of
know,
the Apes.
the way humanity would respond.
Right. So there's more to this, and I'm not saying that that's what they're talking about doing.
Right.
Right.
What I'm getting is that there's so much more energetically going on. And even back then, humankind wasn't ready for the information that was ready to be, that was there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's why don't come back.
Right.
Right.
You guys aren't ready for this.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
And I
a strong
believe
enough
that.
admonition
Yeah,
to be, understood that we really shouldn't be here
Right.
right
Yeah.
now.
right.
It more like it was what the aliens were doing was way more ahead than
Yes.
That's
what
what
we
I'm
were
saying.
living
That's
and
what I'm
what we
saying.
were what we were
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't
Couldn't comprehend it.
The astronaut's brain just couldn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
absorb the full essence of the message.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring in, and I'm sorry, I know, not Lori, Stacy, I speak about the Schumann resonance all of the time.
You don't have to apologize.
Okay.
Now,
so
can you stop
this
right there?
ties
Hold on.
in.
Hold on. Stop right there. 'Cause just to make sure, just in case we get more viewers, can you please, and I'm going to ask probably this several times, can you explain to people what that is and
Okay.
and why
Yeah.
it's so prominent,
Right
in
now.
our everyday life?
Right. Okay. So the Schumann resonance is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. It's the vibration of Mother Earth. And it does, it is a heartbeat. It's like a heartbeat.
Mhm.
If you looked at the graphs, it looks like
Like an EKG?
kind of,
Okay.
kind of. Some of them look that way. Okay, and then you've got the sun, and the sun flares, and when we get sun flares and stuff like that, that affects the Schumann resonance. So it's it's a protective thing around the Earth, and those rays come in and it affects the Schumann. It makes it spike or whatever. The other thing that can make the Schumann spike, which is really kind of cool, is unrest. That's not cool, but unrest, tons of negative energy coming from humans. And also, and they've seen this actually when there's like, they do those prayer meditation things worldwide where everybody at the same time is going to do, guess what? That affects the Schumann. Okay, so we're all connected. And so, because we're all energy, and the Schumann is about energy, it's energy being bombarded into us daily. Okay, and so we've had many more solar flares than normal. It's consistent now. And we've had the Schumann just go off the charts. I mean, last night, yesterday, we're talking whiteout energy, which is intense. It's intense solar or energy. Okay. So we're all energy. We're also 70% water. Guess what? That's a conduit. I want you to think about that. How many people go crazy around the full moon? There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what has been happening is because we're being bombarded with those beautiful energies, it's like those of us that are ascending spiritually are feeling it in a big way. I mean, other people will feel it too, but this is like a boost in helping us to evolve. Hello, we've all of a sudden got way more activity now with the world waking up and saying, okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
The shields are off.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that help explain that? But that's
that
the
was
reason why I
beautiful.
brought the Schumann in is because I believe 100 with my whole heart and soul that contact is going to happen because of the evolution of humankind.
Okay.
Because we are vibrating at a higher level. Okay, just like when I'm doing readings, and I've explained this to you guys. I'm in human body. I'm in body, so I vibrate lower. Spirit vibrates higher. You okay, honey? Okay. And spirit vibrates higher. So do these beings. If you think about it, they're telepathically communicating, which, by the way, in my understanding, in my knowing, that's our natural way of communicating. Okay? So we're evolving into that ability again. We've lost it. A lot of people have lost it. So that's the people waking up. That's the people's veils. The blinders are coming off, and it's like, oh, everything we've been told and taught is a bunch of BS.
Yeah. I like that. I do.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, gotta give credit where credit's due, right?
That's right.
I'm just a mouthpiece. It's okay.
All right. So here's a not an unpopular opinion, but an opinion because us here, we know that aliens are just like humans. Okay, you got your good ones, you got your bad ones.
Right.
You can't say that every alien that's going to come down that we should meet with aggression, but just caution. But as you guys said, that maybe the astronaut that on Apollo 17 didn't quite get all the message or understand it, or it was dumbed down.
Right.
So here is kind of a question for you guys. Do you think that the message that was given, even though it was dumbed down, was close to what the aliens were trying to say? Or did the aliens beam that into their heads in order to keep them away and just say that to kind of put us at ease and make us think that they are doing something good? And it could be that their laboratory on the moon or their research center or whatever is for nefarious reasons. And they just said that to the astronaut to put us at ease and make us think that they're trying to do something good.
If you've got a scary story you'd like to tell on Parapausal, we would love to have you on. Or if you'd like to stay anonymous, you can always email us at parapausal@gmail.com and we will read your story on air.
Like, comment, and subscribe.